Introduction. Change has a considerable psychological impact on the human mind. To the fearful, it is threatening because it means that things may be worse. To the hopeful, it is encouraging because things may get better. To the confident, it is inspiring because the challenge exists to make things better. Obviously, then, one's character and frame of mind determine how readily he brings about change and how he reacts to change that is imposed on him. King Whitney Jr. to a sales meeting, quoted by Wall Street Journal, June 7, 1967. It is frequently the case that associations require an emergency or blazing stage to drive change. They react by either hopping to another method for working together or they lapse in the blazes. Business analysts are specialists of progress, while the business analysis calling has been around quite a while. In this new business reality, hitting the nail on the head the first run through is basically imperative. The outcomes of second chances are gigantic. Achievement requires an arranged methodology that hits the imprint and is executed immaculately with master aptitudes. You have much legacy to manage, frameworks that are old, inconsistent, stagnant, follow old norms and have missing models. The corporate identity and environment frequently affect our capacity to push ahead. Innovation is continually changing, with new methodologies and intricacy decreasing configuration procedures. Be that as it may, when innovation is new and dubious, it can likewise be troublesome to the well-known methods for completing things. Nature in which people are working can be pretty much as mind-boggling, with different hierarchical structures, political sensitivities, and broadened venture groups working in various areas and frequently numerous nations, also the extensive variety of frameworks and framework associations. So, what is an association expected to do? Some keep on doing likewise things again and again. Doing things the way they have constantly done them will get the same results. They have to do things the other way, and that includes investigating the main drivers, poor necessities, faulty vital arrangement, and deficient spotlight on the business, all things that can be tended to with better business analysis. Business analysis is defined as the set of tasks and techniques used to work as a liaison among stakeholders to understand the structure, policies and operations of an organization, and recommended solutions that enable the organization to achieve its goals. Business analysis includes breaking down the business and comprehension. Why the association exists, how an association functions, what are its objectives and goals, how it achieves those goals, how does it need to change to better achieve goals or to meet new difficulties. This is just the definition of business analysis. Read out the entire book to learn a lot more about this. Chapter 1. Introduction to Business Analysis. Diving straight on to how to become analysts or how to perform the business analysis is going to be too much for a fresher. Starting from the basic is always very helpful, not only for the reader, but for the writer as well. Keeping this in mind, let's unfold the topic by beginning with the definition of business analysis. Definition of business analysis. Business analysis is an examination discipline of distinguishing business needs and deciding answers for business issues. Arrangements frequently incorporate a product framework's advancement segment, yet might likewise comprise of procedure change, authoritative change, or vital ranging and strategy improvement. The individual who completes this assignment is known as a business analyst or BA. What is a business analyst? Work titles for business analysis experts incorporate business analyst, as well as business frameworks examiner, frameworks investigator, necessities engineer, process expert, item director, item proprietor, undertaking examiner, business planner, administration advisor, business insight investigator, information researcher, and then some. Numerous different employments, for example, administration, venture administration, item administration, programming improvement, quality certification and corporation plan depend intensely on business analysis abilities for achievement. Business analysts don't work exclusively on creating programming frameworks. The individuals who endeavour to do as such risk adding to a fragmented solution. Despite the fact that there are diverse part definitions contingent on the association, there seems to be a zone of shared views where most business analysts work. The obligations seem, by all accounts, to be, first, to examine business frameworks, taking a comprehensive perspective of the circumstance. This might incorporate looking at components of the association structures and staff improvement issues, and also current procedures and IT frameworks. Second, to assess activities to enhance the operation of a business scaffold. Once more, this might require an examination of the authoritative structure, and staff improvement needs to guarantee that they are in accordance with any proposed process update and IT frame advancement. Third, to record the business necessities for the IT framework reinforcement by utilizing proper documentation scales. In accordance with this, people trust the center business analyst part to be characterized as an inside consultancy part that has the obligation regarding exploring business circumstances, distinguishing and assessing choices for enhancing business agendas, characterizing prerequisites, and guaranteeing the powerful utilization of data frameworks in addressing the necessities of the business. Business analysis helps businesses do well. The business analyst is an operator of progress. Business analysis is a restrained methodology for acquainting and overseeing change with associations, whether they are revenue-driven organizations, governments, or non-benefits. Business analysis is utilized to recognize and verbalize the requirement for a change in how associations work and to encourage that change. As business investigators, it becomes your job to distinguish and characterize the arrangements that will expand the quality conveyed by an association to its partners. Business analysts work over all levels of an association and might be included in everything from the characterizing procedure to making the undertaking engineering to playing an administration part by characterizing the objectives and prerequisites for projects and ventures, or supporting a non-stop change in its innovation and procedures. They have the particular information to go about as an aid and lead the business through the obscure or unmapped domain to get it to its coveted destination. The estimation of business analysis is in acknowledgement of advantages, shrinking of cost, recognizable proof of new open doors, and comprehension of required abilities and demonstrating the association. Through the compelling utilization of business analysis, it can be guaranteed that an association understands these advantages, at last enhancing the way they work together. Performing business analysis summarized in steps. Beginning stage. The initial phase of the process is to distinguish a problem, an issue, or some different business need. Suppose that you are the proprietor of a little bike dealership. Notwithstanding offering bicycles, your store does repairs and upkeep, offers to ride apparatus, and custom requests parts for your clients. You have gotten various dissensions from the staff and clients about the exactness of your stock framework. The typical issue is for the framework to show parts and stock as being in stock when none are really accessible. This frequently implies a repair occupation is not completed on the calendar, which truly disturbs your clients. Assign business analysis team. The following step is to dole out an individual or a group to perform the business investigation. Typically, the business analysis group is the go-between and gives association, vital direction, documentation, elucidation, and help with political issues. The goal of the business analysis is to effectively resolve the issue or subject as per the general inclination of all gatherings. Maybe the most vital element in this procedure is a full and open correspondence between all gatherings. For our sample, you dole out the assignment of taking care of the stock framework issues to your business supervisor and her right hand. Recognize current business process. In the business analysis process graph, the segment on the privilege speaks to the current business process and the general population as of now in charge of the range containing the issue. In your illustration, the business procedure would be the stock framework and the general population would be the shop chief, the business administrator and the bookkeeper. Recognize stakeholders. The left-hand segment on the chart speaks to the greater part of alternate partners. These will fluctuate from undertaking to extent. For instance, partners can incorporate clients, suppliers, administrative authorities, money-related reporting specialists, and outer inspectors. In your illustration, the proprietor and the clients are surely partners. The business workforces are additional partners since they need to manage irate clients. Distinguish requirements. Initially, it is essential that the partner necessities are obviously recognized and characterized. In the event that you don't do this, it will be difficult to effectively resolve the issue. Cases of strategies that can be utilized to characterize what the partners need include unconstrained gathering resources or conceptualizing, audit and investigation of applicable documentation, little resource gatherings of key people or center gatherings, individual interviews, studies and polls, framework investigation including stream, graphs, stories, outlines, wireframes, perception and research. You are now aware of the essentials and ready to take the next step. Keep reading. Chapter 2. The groundwork for business success, business analysis. A standout amongst the most vital messages one needs to share is that performing the viable business analysis is key for associations to succeed in the New World request. Working together the way we used to just do not work any longer. So how organizations manage to survive and succeed? Here are 3 key ranges on which to center. Ceaseless operational change. Taking a gander at operations and actualizing incremental upgrades. Advancement. Going past incremental change to imagine and create leaps forward. Enhancing your capacity to adjust. Changing the way you change and enhancing the way you adjust to change. Change is one of the greatest difficulties confronting associations today, and the way to change is business analysis. The control and calling of the business investigation will change the way associations change. In any case, the actuality remains. Change is overpowering. In the current worldwide economy, rather than speculation deliberately, numerous organizations are simply responding. While that is one approach to handling change, a vastly improved methodology is to systematically coordinate the business analysis discipline all through your association, from technique to execution and over various parts. Associations will advance and enhance by demonstrating to workers in each office generally accepted methods to apply the standards and practices of business investigation to their occupation every day. This will offer them some better assistance with understanding their difficulties and opportunities and ponder upon how they can be tended to. Compelling business examination connected over the undertaking will change the way associations change. You can see it working in organizations that were on the very edge of money-related debacle. Both Ford and GM, 2 organizations that were near, if not on the very edge of insolvency, reassessed what they were doing and chose another methodology required. These car monsters might contend it wasn't the business experts who had the effect, yet would contend it was the business analysis discipline, connected all through their associations, that is offering them some assistance with establishing themselves as pioneers in their industry. An organization of everything needs to embed business analysis into their authority foundation and mentality. Comprehend why they exist, their vision, and what it intends to the items and administrations they offer. Who are their clients? What is their worth control? How will they convey those items and administrations to the business sector? What's going on with their opposition? How is the business sector developing? What necessities to change to guarantee progressing achievement? These are the essential of business analysis, and business and associations that comprehend and apply them will keep on succeeding. You might now be contemplating internally, that all sounds great, yet what does that intend to? Show others how it's done. Apply business investigation inside your association to show how compelling it can be and make a society of business examination considering. Try not to be hesitant to be an awesome BA. Venture up and test existing known limits. Exhibit the standards and force of business examination. It has a formal BA group inside of your association. However, regardless of the fact that this is not accessible, you can, in any case, have any kind of effect. Get together with 5 associates and consent to make a typical method for performing your day-by-day errands. You can begin to change the way things are done and drive change. Request that your partners advance the estimation of your new approach and connect with your director to demonstrate your triumphs. It may not be a brisk win, but rather once you start to accomplish positive results, it will be perceived. The most imperative step you have to take is the first. You would be profoundly disheartened to find out about the late going of Apple author Steve Jobs. Is it safe to say that he was a business analyst? No. Did he apply business analysis? Totally. Occupations had a reasonable vision of what he needed to convey. He was a trailblazer. If something was absent in the business sector, he saw a chance to address the issue, as well as to show improvement over any other individual, with splendid effortlessness and magnificence of configuration. He realized that it was essential to be consistent with your objectives, to have a reasonable comprehension of who you are and what you're about. Your clients will comprehend and will exhibit their increase by supporting your association. As a BA, while considering your organization's items and administrations, place yourself in the spot of the client. What do you like? What don't you like? You too are a partner, and what you believe is imperative. In the event that you see an issue, don't be reluctant to talk up. As a supervisor, how would you bolster your BAs? Report their prosperity. Take the outcomes to your area of expertise head or VP. Exhibit what your group has done and show the chilly, hard actualities, the after effects of business analysis. The more you can approve your group's victories, particularly in today's difficult business environment, the more validity you will pick up for business analysis in your association. Chapter 3. 8 steps leading you to become an effective business analyst. Being chosen for a new task is energizing and confidence-boosting as a business analyst, yet it can likewise be nerve-wracking. You may be pondering what precisely is anticipated from you, what deliverables you must be making, and how to ensure accomplishment on your venture. In this chapter, you'll find out about the 8 steps business analysis handle that you can apply whether you are in a deft situation or a conventional one, whether you are obtaining off-the-track programming or building custom code, whether you are in charge of a multi-million-dollar venture or a one-week venture. Dependent upon the size and many-sided quality of your project, you can experience these strides rapidly or gradually, yet to get to an effective result, you should experience them. So let's move on and get to know about each step in detail. Step 1. Get oriented. Being a business analyst, you are frequently required to jump into a venture and begin contributing as fast as could be allowed to have a beneficial outcome. Here and there, the task is, as of now, in progress. Other times there are doubtful thoughts about what the task is or why it exists. You should confront a considerable measure of uncertainty as business experts and must clear up the degree, necessities and business destinations as fast as could be expected under the circumstances. Be that as it may, that doesn't imply that it bodes well to get you knee-profound into the point-by-point prerequisites immediately. Doing as such likely means a speedy begin in the wrong course. Taking some time, whether that is a couple of hours, a couple of days, or at the most a couple of weeks, to get situated will guarantee you are moving rapidly as well as ready to be a successful and sure supporter on the task. Your key obligations in this stride include clearing up your part as the business analyst, keeping in mind the goal that you are certain to make deliverables that address partner issues. Deciding the essential partners to participate in characterizing the task's business destinations and extension, and also any topic specialists to be counselled ahead of schedule in the venture. Understanding the task history with a goal that you don't incidentally rehash work that is as of now being done or reiterate already decided. Understanding the current frameworks and business forms so you have a sensibility clear photo of the present express that needs to change. This is the place you figure out how to realize what you don't have, any acquaintance with you don't have the foggiest idea, as it were. The stride gets you the data you should be fruitful and powerful in the connection of this specific venture. Step 2. Discover primary business objectives. It's extremely regular for business analysts and undertaking directors to bounce right into characterizing the extent of the venture. Nonetheless, this can prompt pointless migraines. Revealing and getting a concession to the business needs right on time in a task and before the degree is characterized as the speediest way ahead to an effective undertaking. Your key obligations in this stride include finding desires from your essential partners, basically finding the why behind the task. Accommodating clashing desires so that the business group starts the task with a mutual comprehension of the business goals and are not remarkable to one individual's point of view. Guaranteeing the business destinations is clear and significant to furnish the undertaking group with energy and connection while characterizing extension and, later on, the point-by-point prerequisites. Finding the essential business destinations sets the stage for characterizing degree, guaranteeing that you don't wind up with an answer that tackles the wrong issue, or far more distastable, with an answer that nobody can even decide is effective or not. Step 3. Define scope. A reasonable and complete articulation of degree gives your undertaking group the go-ahead idea to understand the business needs. The scope makes the business needs substantial in a manner that numerous task group members can imagine their commitment to the venture and the execution. Your key obligations in this stride include characterizing an answer way to deal with decides the nature and degree of innovation, and business process changes be made as a component of executing the answer for the essential business goals. Drafting a degree proclamation and looking into it with your key business and innovation partners until they are readied to close down or purchase into the archive. Affirming the business case to guarantee that regardless it bodes well for your association to put resources into the undertaking. The degree is not a usage arrangement, but rather it is a touchstone directing the majority of the resulting ventures of the business examination process and undertakings by other task members. Step 4. Formulate your business analysis plan. Your business examination arrangement will convey clarity to the business investigation prepare that will be utilized to effectively characterize the point-by-point necessities for this task. Your business investigation arrangement is going to answer numerous inquiries for you and your undertaking group. Your key obligations in this stride include picking the most fitting sorts of business analysis deliverables, given the undertaking degree, venture system, and other key parts of the task setting. Characterizing the particular rundown of business analysis deliverables that will totally cover the extent of the venture and recognizing the partners who will be a piece of the creation and acceptance of every deliverable. distinguishing the causes of events for finishing the business investigation deliverables. Without characterizing a solid and reasonable arrangement, an arrangement of desires might be characterized for you, and regularly those desires are far-fetched as they don't completely acknowledge everything that goes into characterizing definite prerequisites. Step 5. Define the detailed requirements. Point-by-point necessities furnishes your usage group with the data they have to execute the arrangement. They make scope implementable. Without clear, compact and noteworthy point-by-point prerequisites, usage groups frequently flop and neglect to come to an obvious conclusion in a manner that conveys on the first business case for the venture. Your key obligations in this stride include inspiring the data important to comprehend what the business group needs from a particular component or procedure change, investigating the data you found and utilizing it to make the first draft of one or more business examinations deliverables containing the itemized necessities for the task, surveying and approving every deliverable with suitable business and innovation partners and making inquiries to fill in any crevices. Successful business investigators deliberately group your deliverables to be as powerful as could be expected under the circumstances in driving the energy of the venture forward. Paying consideration on the undertaking's basic way, diminishing vagueness and intricacy, and creating brisk wins are all elements to consider while sequencing your deliverables. Step 6. Support the technical implementation. On a run-of-the-mill venture utilizing a business examiner, a critical part of the arrangement includes a specialized execution group building, tweaking, and/or conveying programming. In the middle of the specialized usage, there are numerous beneficial bolster undertakings for you to participate in that will drive the achievement of the venture and guarantee the business destinations are met. Your key obligations in this stride include evaluating the arrangement configuration to guarantee it satisfies the greater part of the necessities and searching for chances to meet extra business needs without expanding the specialized extent of the undertaking. Upgrading and/or repacking necessities documentation to make it helpful for the innovation configuration and execution process. Drawing in with quality certification experts to guarantee and comprehend the business setting for the specialized prerequisites. This obligation might incorporate surveying test ranges and/or test cases to guarantee they speak to an unmistakable comprehension of the useful prerequisites. Making yourself accessible to answer inquiries and resolve any issues that surface amid the specialized outline, specialized usage, or testing periods of the task. Overseeing prerequisites changes to guarantee that everybody is working from a la mode documentation, and that proper partner are included in all choices about change. Whenever fitting, driving client acknowledgement testing endeavors finished by the business group to guarantee that the product execution addresses the issues of business and clients. These endeavors offer the usage group some assistance with fulfilling the planned advantages of the task and guarantee the venture made understands a positive return. Step 7. Help the business implement the solution. Your innovation group can convey an excellent glossy new arrangement that hypothetically meets the business goals, yet in the event that your business clients don't utilize it as expected and backpedal to nothing new, your task won't have conveyed on the first destinations. Business analysts are progressively getting included in this last period of the undertaking to bolster the business. Your key obligations in this stride might include examining and creating interval and future state business process documentation that explains precisely what changes should be made to the business process. Preparing end clients to guarantee they see all procedure and procedural changes, or teaming up with preparing staff so they can make fitting preparing materials and convey the preparation. teaming up with business clients to upgrade other hierarchical resources affected by the business procedure and innovation changes. This stride is about guaranteeing all individuals from the business group are readied to grasp the progressions that have been indicated as a major aspect of the venture. Step 8. Assess value created by solution. A great deal happens over the span of a task. Business results are examined, points of interest are worked through, issues of all shapes and sizes are illuminated, connections are fabricated, change is overseen, innovation is executed, business clients are prepared to change the way they work. In this whirlwind of movement and an emphasis on conveyance, it's anything but difficult to forget about the comprehensive view. Why are you rolling out every one of these improvements, and what esteem do they convey for the association? What's more, considerably or the more imperatively, would you say you are still on track? Importance is the arrangement we're conveying actually passing on the worth we initially expected. Nothing makes more positive energy inside of an association than a reputation of fruitful ventures. Be that as it may, in the event that you don't stop and evaluate the venture. Understood each step like the back of your hand? Time to know of several benefits of business analysis, and for that, you will have to read the next chapter. Chapter 4. The benefits of business analysis. Implementation. You do know what business analysis is and how a business analyst is trained. Now you must also learn why you should go for the implementation of business analysis in your firm. This chapter outlines the benefits of business analysis. Have a quick look. What advantages does business analysis bring to the person? First, ability in the standards, hypothesis and utilization of best practice business examination. Second, support in a globally perceived proficient gathering. Third, acknowledgement of expert business investigation ability by companions and senior administration. Fourth, propelled vocation potential because of responsibility and acknowledgement as an expert business analysis specialist. Fifth, gives people individual fulfillment of finishing a huge point of reference in their BA profession. Sixth, affirmation can enhance general execution, evacuate instability and expand market opportunities. Seventh, accomplishing and keeping up accreditation guarantees you are consistently enhancing, refining and staying forward in the business investigation environment. Eighth, conceivably higher profit through picking up an industry affirmation which formally perceives experienced BA experts. Ninth, distinguishes people who have put resources into their BA vocations and supports non-stop learning. What benefits the association gets? First, gives headway, self-improvement and acknowledgement open doors for your BAs. Second, exhibits to customers, contenders, suppliers, financial specialists and your kin that you utilize industry-standard business investigation rehearse. Third, exhibits to your partners that your business is run viably. Fourth, customary evaluation segment of the accreditations adds to enhancing asset aptitudes, duty and, in particular, inspiration. Fifth, more dependable, higher quality results created with expanded proficiency and consistency by BA experts who use industry-standard BA strategies. Sixth, recognizes proficient business experts to customers, business accomplices and different partners. Seventh, offers proficient advancement and acknowledgement for business experts. Eighth, shows duty to the field of business examination progressively perceived as an imperative part of any fruitful course. Keep reading to learn more about business analysis. Chapter 5. Finest analytical tools for business analysis. Business analysis is an arrangement of errands and systems utilized as an association between partners. These help them to comprehend the association structure and approaches. The procedure can likewise prescribe arrangements which achieve business objectives. To apply business analysis viably, investigators utilize distinctive scientific instruments. This chapter will examine every one of the instruments that are regularly utilized by business investigators. Some of these are more basic than the others. Contingent upon the way of business and issue, you can utilize one or a greater amount of these devices. Investigators frequently utilize SWOT, Pest, MOST, and Heptalysis before encouraging business changes. A percentage of alternate devices are the Bonos 6 thinking hats, CATWO, 5 Ys, Moscow, SCRS, and VPECT. Underneath is given brief clarifications to each of these business investigation devices. SWOT Analysis. This is frequently utilized as a part of the beginning stages. SWOT investigation concentrates on what the external and internal elements are. The examination concentrates on the qualities and recognizes where the best open doors are. It spots the threat and to enhance shortcomings. The 4 components you will work inside of SWOT examination are qualities. In this stride, you distinguish what focal points your organization has. The errand is to discover which region your organization performs best in. Shortcomings. Here, you will attempt to spot ranges which could be moved forward. Attempt to discover what your organization performs feebly. Opportunities. Concentrate on the open doors your organization has. Regularly, this is the zone where contenders are performing admirably. Dangers. This stride is about the snags your business is confronting. Pest Analysis. This is a system you can use to investigate the external natural examination. The procedure involves finding out about different outside variables which influence the association. It is an acronym of 4 elements. The 4 components examined in Pest are political. This element contemplates the current political circumstance. It likewise incorporates the potential political impacts. Monetary. This element is about the national and worldwide economy sway. Sociological. This outside variable spotlights on the ways a general public can influence your organization. Mechanical. This variable talks about the impact of rising innovation. Different varieties of the Pest examination are step, steep, steeple, and pestle. Some extra outside variables which can be considered are the lawful, natural, and moral components. MOST Analysis. To direct interior ecological investigation, you can depend on MOST. This device guarantees that your task is very much adjusted to the 4 characteristics. Mission. 4 elements surveyed in MOST are figuring out where your business meant to go. Goals. Choosing what objectives will achieve the mission. Procedures. Arranging alternatives to advance. Strategies. Arranging how the procedures will be actualized. Heptalysis. You can utilize this apparatus to run a nitty-gritty investigation of right-on-time stage organizations. This is done in light of 7 fundamental classifications. They are market opportunity, item or solution, execution arrangement, money-related motor, human capital, potential return, edge of well-being. De Bono's 6 thinking hats. You can depend on De Bono's 6 thinking hats among meetings to generate new ideas. It is otherwise called the 6 thinking hats. It creates and breaks down fluctuating thoughts and choices. It is a helpful device as it supports particular sorts of considering. Indeed, the systematic device limits the gathering to think in specific ways, as it were. The 6 hues or dispositions you ought to think about are: white symbolized immaculate and sensible certainties. Green means inventive. Yellow proposes splendid, idealistic and positive. Dark symbolizes negative or argumentative third party. Red is seen as enthusiastic. Blue connotes frosty and control. Catwoe. Catwoe prompts pondering business points. 6 vital components make up the acronym. They are: clients. Recognize who are the recipients of your business process. Additionally, discover how the issue influences them. On-screen characters. On-screen characters are the ones specifically included. They will be a piece of the usage process, an attempt to discover what may affect the on-screen character's prosperity. Change process. Concentrate on the procedures which are affected by the issue. Worldview. Consider the 10,000-foot view. Contemplate about the by and large and more extensive impacts of the issue. Proprietor. This is essentially about the individual who possesses the procedure. Explore about him. Make sense of what part he plays in the arrangement. Ecological constraints. Consider the imperatives and limits. You should know how these will influence the arrangement. 5 whys. You may utilize this device to locate the primary driver. This comprehends what is truly happening in a specific minute. Attempt to reply whatever number whys as could be allowed. Moscow. This investigative organizes necessities. You can do this by designating a need, assessing it and taking into account the legitimacy of necessities. It comprises of the accompanying components. Probably. Without these, you can't finish the conveyance. Should have. Without these, you will need to discover a workaround. Could have. In the event that you have these, the conveyance fulfillment will increment. Won't have. You won't have these now, yet you'd like to have them later on. SCRS. This is another viable business analysis apparatus. It guarantees that the examination must spill out of the present state and prerequisites from abnormal state business procedure towards the arrangement. The term is an acronym for Procedure, Current State, Necessities, Arrangement VPECT. You can utilize the VPECT strategy to examine the desires of a few gatherings with various perspectives of a framework. Their needs and obligations are distinctive. Values. This stride incorporates the destinations, convictions and issues of all members. The worries can be social, money-related, unmistakable and impalpable. Arrangements. These are limitations that immediate what have to be finished. These likewise direct in which way it should be possible. Occasions. These are these present reality procedures which fuel movement. Content. The substance is the significant piece of reports, discussions and messages. Trust. It is crucial to building up trust in the midst of clients. These tools are undoubtedly going to help you a lot in running business analysis in your firm. Not only will it make your task easy, but effective too. And with this, we close the last page of this course.